the Regional Innovation Hub for Water Energy for Food in the MENA region, and I will facilitate today's session for you, which is all about the EOI for service providers for technical assistance that we might need in the coming months and years from external organizations, so we can actually support the innovators that we are supporting in the framework of our program. So we will, this session will take maybe 1.5 hours approximately, depending a bit on how many questions there will be that we need to have a look at. But today with me is on one hand Rami Bujaude. He is the leader and coordinator of the whole program, and he will give us the introduction later on about the whole Water and Energy for Food program and what we are doing in the MENA region. My picture is on the right. I'm facilitating this session, and Hannah is doing all the communications in the background, while Ahmed, he will tell us more, give us an overview on the EOI, and Tina El Bustani from Veritech, she will then go into more details. Before we start, maybe just a couple of housekeeping rules. Please mute your microphone. We will not have a lot of interactions in terms of talking, right? So first, we will have a series of presentations where we will explain you the whole program and explain you what we would like to see from you. And then we will have questions. You will be able to ask questions, but you will not ask them verbally, but we would like you then to write the questions into the chat box. And then we will also not answer the questions straight away, but we will collect all the questions. We will see whether we understand the questions, and then everybody of you will get the written answers, the approved written answers of the questions for your records. So this will be the process. So please do not start writing questions already now. Please wait until we have explained you the whole process, and I hope some questions will be cleared. If you still have questions at the very end, we will have a slot of approximately 10 minutes where you can then type in the questions in the chat box. We will collect all the questions, and then we will write you those answers and send them to you. So that would be the process. Let us have a quick look at the agenda. So I'm in the middle of the welcome. After me, Rami will speak about the overview. Then we will go into more details about this specific call here, what we're talking about, because we do need support. We do need support from organizations, from companies that can provide technical assistance for our innovators, which we are at this moment. We are in the process of selecting. So right now, we don't know ourselves as well what exactly we will need. So that's why we have started now this process with this EOI, so we can select a first round of potential organizations that can support us. And then in the coming months, it will be much clearer what specific support we will need. But this is all details that will be talked by Ahmed and Tina later with the details. At the very end, as I said, we'll go into the questions, and then that would be it for this session. So I wouldn't want to keep it any longer, and then I would hand over to Rami to give us a short hello and overview on what is actually water energy for food in the MENA region.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Marhaba, ahla wa sahla. Thank you for joining our call today. We're very excited to be the consortium leading the WE4F Grand Challenge in the MENA region. The WE4Food is a joint international initiative of the German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Government of the Netherlands, Sweden through the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, SIDA, and the US Agency for International Development, USAID. This was announced back in 2018 at the Water Week, the World Water Week, and launched in the social capital market in 2019. It was signed in California. So this is a global challenge, next slide, please, Michael. And the global program goals are the following. So we are looking here at increasing the food productivity. As you know, especially in the MENA, we have a high food insecurity levels due to drought, due to malpractices, due to inefficient use of production, and so on. So globally, and specifically to the region, we want to increase the food production along the value chain through a more sustainable and efficient usage of water and energy. We want to increase the income for the base of the pyramid, women and men in both rural and urban areas, by giving them access to jobs, opportunities, and access to healthy food. Sustainable scale innovator solution to meet the challenges in the WE4Food nexus by ensuring that they have the option to go up to 100,000 customer base. We want to promote climate, environment, resilience, and biodiversity through sustainable, holistic management of water, natural resources, and ecosystems. Next slide, please. So the MENA Hub is part of 4 regional innovation hubs under the WE4Food program. There are 4 hubs. One is in South and Southeast Asia, one is in the MENA, one is in East Africa, one is in West Africa, and they are in the process of creating a 5th hub, which is a Central and South African hub. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so the consortium in the consortium for the MENA is made of 4 very much rooted partners in the region that have been involved in entrepreneurship, innovation, and the thematic component of the water and energy for food. Veritech is leading that consortium and have been in the business of supporting innovative entrepreneurs since 2002. And we have a strong focus on agri-tech and clean tech innovations as well. Chemonix Egypt Consultants has supported more than 1,000 entrepreneurs at idea stage and more than 100 growing businesses in the water, food, energy nexus since 1992. CWAS Middle East and part of CWAS is a Planet First dedicated water entrepreneurship organization and have supported over 300 water nexus entrepreneurs with a strong focus on the Middle East with their arm of CWAS Middle East. IWMI, which is the International Water Management Institute, is a global leading organization in research, policy, and advocacy in the water, food, energy nexus as well. Very much entrenched in the region with offices in the region. We are covering 10 regions in the MENA, 10 countries in the MENA. So in the Maghreb, we have Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. And then in the Levant area, we have Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, and Iraq. In the northern part of Africa, we have Egypt, Sudan, and we also have Yemen. So 10 countries spread across the MENA region. The headquarters of the hub is in Beirut, but we have offices in Jordan, managed by CWAS, offices in Egypt, managed by Chemonix Egypt Consultants, and by IWMI. Next.
Okay, that would be already the introduction from the hub. Thank you very much, Rami. Just giving us a quick insight on what the hub is doing, or what the whole idea of the hub is. But I think much more important is for you, of course, is what do we actually need from you, and what actually are we expecting from you. And for that, I am just looking whether we have Ahmed Hussein with us.
Yes.
Ahmed, are you with us?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Then without further delaying things, then I would give you the floor.
Thank you very much, Michael. Hi, everyone. This is Ahmed from Chemonix Egypt. So basically, just to give you a bit of a focus on the technical assistance part, where we would really wish to collaborate with you. Basically, the innovators we are supporting, they will either be working in water applications for food, and or energy applications for food, or the three of them. Next. Our support we plan to support 50 innovators around the MENA region. The support comes in four main pillars or parts. One is access to networks. One is helping them to get external finance and a bit of financial assistance. And the most important part, which can enable this to happen in the most effective way, is technical assistance to these innovators. This technical assistance will be tailored for each entrepreneur or each innovators. We are definitely working with companies in mid or late scale. So they are somehow established with revenues and a functioning business model. And the technical assistance will be tailored to each one based on their needs and diagnostic and what we call the acceleration plan. Next. So the idea is that, like, looking at this space, maybe it applies to most mid to late stage startups in the MENA region, but at least in the water energy for food, what we have seen in the past years in the curve that you are seeing, that many companies on their own are capable after 1 or 2 years to be able to scale, but then they tend to level off at the later part of the hockey curve. And our idea is that, why do they level off? And if you look at it, like on the left, we put some elements. It is rarely the technology. It's mostly, usually, the business model, the partnership, changing the firm into an institution, also managing your strategy and governance, inclusion of end user finance, legal aspects, and so on. So the biggest part or the biggest barrier, of course, there are external. Hello?
Yeah, you might have to repeat the last two sentences, Ahmed. You were just off.
Yes, I was just saying, like, there are external barriers that limits growth of mid to late scale companies, but a lot of it is internal barriers. And to resolve these internal barriers, we believe that a smart mix, as you see on the right side of the screen, the smart mix of the business innovation that these innovators are going to bring to the table, very well selected technical assistance and intelligent capital can help them pick up and rapidly grow. Our ambition is that they can serve tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of clients. Next. Okay, so we believe that part of the technical assistance will be provided by service providers. And we think this process that we are asking you to apply for, which creates what we refer to as the pre-vetted pool of service providers, is a good idea. It will give you the chance to support these startups. The implementation is financed by the hub, but the beneficiary are the companies themselves. We believe that it will be a very good chance for you to work with 50 high potential and rapidly growing innovators that some of them maybe become market leaders in few years. Also, it can be a good opportunity for business development and expanding your market reach. Of course, you will support the innovators and give them your knowledge and advisory to help them and work closely with them to help them grow in, as if you are offering them a management consultancy service. It's just that this time it's paid by a third party, which is the hub. And also, we together can grow this market of advisory for SMEs. Big problem that the mid to late stage companies and startups face is that they are not even able to diagnose that they lack a certain service and go out and procure it. So maybe together we can help grow this market. So that's, I think, mainly why we think it's a good idea to apply to this chance for pre-vetting. Next. So what we are looking for in the service providers, in the terms of background, we look for experience and background across the region and also outside the region, international. We prefer to see the service provider having expertise or background in certain service categories that we can go through, and they are in the UOI. We also think it's important to have an experience in the country of the innovator. So these 50 innovators, they are around the 10 MENA countries, and when a service is procured to help one of them, we believe it's very important for the service provider to have had this country experience. And definitely, we look for service providers who are accustomed to work with the private sector advisory in general. In terms of experience, um, this technical assistance can literally be 20 or 30 different services, but they would largely fall under management consultancy with all its details, technological advisory. We believe this is going to be a smaller part. Finance, investment readiness is another group that you can see on the right. And also working with the water, energy for food sector to improve social and environmental and gender compliance and performance. Next slide. So basically, what we would want to say is that we think there will be a very open space for different type of services. Here is just like a collection of them. What we wish to say is that if you have the experience and the capacity or the willingness to advise private sector in any topic, we would want you to apply if you think this advisory can help these hypothetical companies grow. We are now in the selection process. So if you have this, please apply. Doesn't have to be the list of things on the screen. And I wish that we can benefit from your expertise and also give you a good opportunity for interesting business experience. Thank you, Michael. I think that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Ahmed, for this general overview. And now I would like to ask Tina to go with us a bit more into the nitty-gritty details of this process and how this will work, and how you eventually will be able to work together with us if you're selected into this pre-vetted pool of service providers. Tina, are you with us?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
So, good morning, everyone. I will take you through the procurement process, and this is how it is going to work. First, you will apply to our call for expression of interest, and you have until Jan 30 to do that. Then you will get selected to join the pre-vetting pool. We will be we will make a selection process at our end and confirm to you if you were selected to be part of this pre-vetted pool. And once you are in this pool, once we have identified the need for a request for proposal for a TA incidence, we will be circulating this RFP exclusively to the pre-vetted pool of service providers for this category. And then you will send us your offer, and then we will make a selection, and we will be contracting with the selected vendor for the delivery of the service. Now, we commit that there will be a maximum 3 weeks from time of submission of the offer to the contracting time. The service delivery timeline can vary between few weeks to months. So depending on the assignment, it could be between few weeks to 2 months. And then we expect the need for the TA to kick off in Q2 2021 and to continue up to Q2 2024. The contract will start as base year and renewal at the end of every year based on the service provider's performance. So once you're pre-vetted to be part of the pool, you will sign what we call a blanket purchase agreement, and this blanket purchase agreement will be for one base year, one base period, and will be renewed for the other periods. Please, the second slide. Yes. So to dig further into the process, now you have until Jan 30th to submit your application for the EOI, and you can submit for as many services as you want. And then later, after Jan 30th, we will do our selection process. We will assess the applications we've received, and by the first week of March, you will be advised whether if you are going to be selected for the pool of pre-vetted applicants. Next slide. Now, this is an overview of the full program milestones, and we will try to tell you where, I mean, it gives you an overview of when the TA will kick in, the TA need will kick in. So as I said, the WE4F program started in Q3 2020 and will go up to 2024. In this first year of 2020, the hub was kicked off, and we started we did the setup for the operations, and then we started selecting the innovators. By end of Q1 2021, we would have the first batch of innovators on board, around 25 innovators, and then starting Q2, and then we will do actually a diagnostic of needs, identify the TA needed, and then we will start looking to hire service providers starting Q2 2021. So Q2 to Q4, TA and investments procurement. And then starting 2022, the need for TA will still be unfolding. And at the same time, we will have the second call, and we will select the 25 additional innovators. And we will work on scaling up these innovators as well as we continue on helping the first batch. And this would continue across 2022, 2023, and 2024, with ongoing support to innovators, as well as improvement to the ecosystems, whether related to policy dialogue and user finance. And also we will have networking events among innovators and with the ecosystem, regional connections, etc. Next slide, please. Now, if you started completing the online application, you must have seen this link. You have a link in the call that you need to access, and you have to complete and answer the questions and complete questions regarding to your background and the type of service you are offering and your level of experience. Next slide, please. Now, as mentioned in the call, the selection criteria for the pre-vetting stage are mainly 3 criteria. They fall under management capacity and profile, technical capacity, and past and illustrative performance. So management capacity is the level of maturity of your operation, the number of service you can provide us with, the number of countries you can also cover, gender balance if it's a firm, if you are a firm. Technical capacity is about the level of expertise in the service categories you are actually offering. And then past and illustrative performance is a small dive in a few projects that you will actually tell us about that you have been doing in the past. At the RFP stage, so once you're pre-vetted and we will circulate the RFP and you will send us your offer, the criteria for the selection will be technical criteria and financial criteria. And there you will have different, selection criteria like methodology and the financial offer. This selection process is targeting at securing high quality service providers. So this is what we're looking for, high quality service providers to help these innovators scale and succeed and achieve all these profitability and ESG targets. Next slide, please. Okay. What does becoming pre-vetted mean? Only a limited number of strong applicants will be pre-vetted. Being a member of the pre-vetted pool, assigning a blanket purchase agreement does not guarantee business. It means you will get the chance to receive the RFP or scope of work for the service categories you have been pre-vetted for. And it means you can go through a rapid assessment and selection once you have sent your offer. There will be a limited number of TA assignments / RFPs in this program. Yet they will be very important for the innovator scale up and achievement of objectives. And the last message I want to leave you with is that we are looking for high quality and effective service providers to support our innovators. And we hope that you will be on board with us and that it will be a successful cooperation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Tina, for these details about the call. So you might have realized already that there is already some action going on in the chat box, and thank you. Some people are doing actually my job by answering some of the questions. What does TA mean? Yes, it means technical assistance. And there was another question from Maya Dada, which I want to answer right now, but I will not do that with other questions. Yes, you can select as many services as you want, but it goes over and over again where you actually have to explain your experience in that certain section. So there shouldn't be any difference in whether you're an individual or an organization. Of course, what we want you to know, don't just select the areas and then don't tell us any details about it, right? Because the details will be that part where we will assess you on, right? And what we're really looking for is highly specialized organizations, right? So what the business model canvas or super simple stuff is, I mean, that we can do ourselves. That's not an issue. So what we're really looking for is highly specialized services that we can offer to our innovators and also from service providers, obviously with experience in those countries where those innovators will be located in. So this is really what we are looking for now here in this EOI. So what I would like you to ask is if you have any further questions now which are not clear to you, then please write them in the chat box, and we will be just silent for 5-10 minutes, and we just want to make sure right now that we do understand your questions and your questions are clear. In case they are not clear, I might ask the one or the other to clarify the question. And once we do have the understanding, we understand all your questions, we will then take those questions and answer them in a written form. We let them approve by the partners, and then eventually we will publish them straight away in the type form, in the online form on the first page. So you see Hannah Wutzel has again just typed the access to the online form where you actually apply for this EOI into the chat box, and there in a few days we will actually also give you access to this presentation which we have been just giving, the recording of this session here, and most importantly, of course, the answers to your questions. So if that is clear, I would give you a few minutes to actually type your questions, and then we have a quick look at them, and then we will not answer them straight away, and then this session would be closed. So please, if you have any questions, write them in the chat box. The chat box you will find at the bottom. It's called chat. It's quite straightforward, and there you can type your question. So I'll be quiet for a few moments, and then I'll come back again. So I see the questions are still coming in, which is fine. I'll give you a few more minutes for that. Maybe just to repeat again, right, because there was some confusion going on, right? Yes, in that online form, in this type form, you can select more than just one service, right? And it would be good if you can select more than one service. But if you go through the form, you first select the service, and then you will actually have to tell us what is your experience in it, and give us more details about it. And then you continue in the form and you can select the next service, right? So this continues as it goes. What I would suggest you is, of course, have a look at the form first, and then actually draft your response, and finally you can then fill the whole form in one go. So yes, but otherwise, as I see so far, the questions I see here, they are clear to me and to us. So far, no questions except the one in how can we assist you? How can you assist us? Yes, obviously, if you haven't been here from the beginning, we will upload the material and the presentation and this webinar on the type form itself, on the online form itself at the very beginning. Have a look at the webinar. If you feel you can support us as a service provider, then fill out the online form, and eventually we will select you or not select you as a pre-vetted service provider for this for the Water and Energy for Food program here in the MENA region. There was another question I might just want to say here. At the moment, we don't know yet what exactly the needs will be of the innovators that we will be supporting, because we simply have not selected them yet, right? So we cannot give you any further details on that at this very moment. We are, of course, waiting until we have selected them, and then there will be assessment phase, and then we can actually tell you what will be the service we will need from you, and this is what we call the RFP stage. But this will only happen once you are in this pre-vetted pool of service providers. So at the very moment now, it's all about, you know, telling us your experience in this field of water and energy for food, entrepreneurship, company support. What can you do? Where have you done that before? So we get a clear understanding on whether you are a capable service provider that can help us in supporting those innovators in the future. So I'll be quiet for another 2 minutes, and just to see whether there's some more questions coming in, and then we will officially close this session. Okay, so I think people are finishing off their writing as it looks. So we have a few questions here. We will be putting them together, collecting them, and then give you an answer on them in written form. I think most of them are pretty straightforward, but we would like to check again with also the partners in the background that our answers will be all correct. And we will send them most probably, we will send you this update throughout the middle of next week, when we will publish it on the online form. So if you will then enter the online form, you will at the very first slide see the link where you can then download the Q&A form, as well as the presentation and the recordings. Related to the presentation, we will try to actually upload it earlier, because that we can do already in the following hours. So with that, I would like to close this webinar. We are looking very much forward to your EOIs. because we really need service providers that help us in supporting those innovators in the field of water, energy, and food in those 10 countries in the MENA region. A part of the technical assistance, the consortium partners, of course, can also do themselves. But what we are really looking for is specialized services from service providers that can really help us to scale those innovators in the MENA region, because the technical assistance is one of the sort of key issues that we need to work on, that these organizations really make it to grow, and that they can really serve hundreds, thousands of clients in the future. So with that, we would close this session. You will hear from us. Please have a look back in the online form in the coming days, and then you will get our official answers to your questions. With that, all the best with submitting the form, and once you have submitted your form, you will hear back from us whether we believe you're fit for our pool for pre-selected service providers. So thank you very much for that, and looking forward to cooperate with you in the future. Thank you, and bye-bye.